Hello, welcome to the video series featuring Ambassador Michael Gonzales, where he will be responding to the questions that you asked via the Facebook page for the U.S. Embassy in Zambia. I am your host, Onesius Mamba. I am an alumni of the Mandela Washington Fellowship 2022. I went to Syracuse University, where I started leadership in public management. I'm also an alumni for the International Visitor Leadership Program, Edward Morel for journalists, that I also started in the year 2022. So we received several questions related from Peter Feva Shimombi, Goma Mambwe, Lumbwe Chipulu, Lengwe Charles Walia. And the question is, what are your top priorities for the US-Zambia partnership during your tenure as ambassador?
Look, I've been talking about Zambia and being in the midst of a renaissance, and I truly believe that. And so my goal, I will look back on my tenure as successful if I have been able to lead the U.S. Embassy in supporting Zambia and achieving its full potential. Four major categories that we're focused on is helping and working with Zambia on building stronger democratic institutions that are accountable and responsive to the people. Inclusive economic growth, providing quality and availability of public services, health and education in particular, to the people of Zambia, and supporting Zambia as it plays a critical and leadership role in SADC in promoting regional peace and security. I think across those categories there are a couple of key themes that I hope to promote. The first one is promoting a business enabling environment. I want to see investors and entrepreneurs thrive, create jobs, pay taxes, and support the government providing services so that people can have a better life for their kids. Corruption has long been a challenge, and see how the United States can support Zambia in more accountability in governance. And then I've long been an advocate for inclusion. I believe that no country or community or even family can be successful without including all of its components. And I think the same applies to Zambia, much as it does for the United States or my family.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope the people that asked these questions found the responses to be helpful to them. And so we move on. We have another question coming in from Anil Sivajene Siachuena. And the question is, what is your first impression of our country?
Well, my first impression of your country was from 27 years ago when I first came through Zambia. But in the past month, I've been so amazed and encouraged by the warmth of the Zambian people, the friendship, the smiles, the greetings, just an incredible welcoming sense. And so I'm thrilled to be calling this place home for the next few years.
Okay, thank you. And the last question in this segment comes from Kasondela Kaswan Chiavula. And the question is, how would you wish to foster the US-Zambia relations during your tour of duty?
It's a good question. So I talked about what I hope to see and lead the U.S. Embassy in doing. This is more a question of how do we do it, and frankly, there's nothing to diplomacy beyond relationships. And what I'd like to foster as the U.S. ambassador here is really deep and close ties between the Zambian people and the American people, between our diplomats and government officials and civil society and academics and the youth. When I think about Zambia, I think of a country that is blessed with abundant resources, not only land and water, but young people with energy and vision. And if I can play a role, and the U.S. Embassy can play a role in linking Americans with Zambians to improve both of our countries, that's success.
Well, thank you so much. That was the first series in our 4-part videos, and we were looking at the general questions. Ambassador Gonzales took time to respond to all the questions that you forwarded on the US Facebook page. And so stay tuned for our next episode that will cover economic related issues. I've been your host, Onesius Mamba. See you in our next video.